What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck. Cardinals fans, we ain't forgot about last year. Real Cowboys fans, stand up, and you are now tuned into the Cowboys fans only channel. So if you are new, do us a huge favor, comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there. And be sure to turn on that notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys content. Cowboys Nation, I appreciate you. We have reached 3,000 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for each and every one of your support. This channel does not move without you guys, and it's going to continue to grow. Well, this Sunday, y'all, if you watch this channel, you watch me closely, this is the game I've had circled on my calendar for quite some time. Now, as oddly as that sounds, because I'm not going to the game, actually, I gotta spend New Year's with the family. But I'm not going to the game, but this is a game that I had scheduled on our calendar when the schedule was dropped for a multitude of reasons. One, we know what happened last year. The Cardinals came in when we didn't have Dak, and they drug mud all over AT&T Stadium. It was bad. I remember doing a live show, and one of my calling guests was like, bro, I spent almost $3,000 to travel to this game, and we got dog walked. And then you had the comments about Kyler Murray. Now, for those who watch the channel, you guys know that Kyler Murray is a family friend of mine. My dad coached Kyler Murray all the way up to high school, so I'm very familiar with Kyler Murray. But when he said, nah, I ain't never cheered for the Cowboys, they was always, I said, that's cap. One, I know that's cap. And we found the picture of him in a Cowboys jersey. But it's okay, though. He is a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, #1 draft pick, very established thus far in his career. But on Sunday, we got to teach them a goddamn lesson. We have to come out and let this team know that what you saw last year, it ain't it. It ain't it, man. So we all know when it comes to stopping this Arizona Cardinals team, it starts and stops with Kyler Murray. Now, Kyler Murray has had a decent season thus far. He got off to a great start. He was an MVP consideration, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 5 rushing touchdowns, right? So everything was going good. But I felt like once DeAndre Hopkins went down for the season, things started to change. And you're seeing not only Kyler Murray slump a little bit, but also the Arizona Cardinals. So what is the key when it comes to stopping Kyler Murray? It's the key with stopping a lot of quarterbacks. And I feel like it's getting pressure. And I feel like Sunday versus the Arizona Cardinals offensive line, we should be able to get pressure on Kyler Murray. Now, we have to keep him contained. So I feel like Micah Parsons will be in a spy to make sure that he's not able to scramble out of the pocket. But we know we got some lions out there, bro. So I know Kyler Murray is extremely athletic, but I'm feeling comfortable taking our defense versus the Arizona Cardinals. Their offensive line isn't their strong point, especially on the perimeter, y'all. I feel like we can get a lot of sacks coming off the edge, a lot of pressure in the interior, especially with DeMarcus Lawrence and also Randy Gregory, Osa Digizua, Tristan Hill's back. So if we have a full arsenal, which I believe we will, I feel like we can get out there and fully disrupt Kyler Murray because, under pressure, he's not the same quarterback. I think he has a 54% QBR when he is under pressure, right? So I feel like Dan Quinn is going to send them hounds, send them lions. He's going to send them lions after Kyler Murray on Sunday, and rightfully so. And I feel like once we're able to get that pressure, we are going to be able to disrupt. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, DeAndre Hopkins is out. So it changes a lot with their offense, of course, because we all know D-Hop is one of the top, if not the top, wide receiver in the NFL. But now it really comes down to Christian Kirk. And Christian Kirk, he's a tricky guy. He's a guy that can play outside, but he primarily plays in the slot. And so I think that he's going to get a lot of matchups with Jordan Lewis. So it's going to be on Jordan Lewis to really cover Christian Kirk and shut that down, because I believe a bulk of Kyler's targets, he likes to throw in the center of the field. He likes to throw in the center of the field, the intermediate center. So he likes to take the underneath quick routes. That's going to be a lot of Christian Kirk. but also a lot of Zach Ertz, who Cowboys Nation is very familiar with. So, I like that matchup of Jordan Lewis versus Christian Kirk, but we got to be able to maintain it. Now, on the outside, of course, they have the old crafty veteran in AJ Green. Now, AJ Green, he's a vet, so he can still make plays. So I'm not going to fully discredit him. But I feel like for the most part, he should be okay, especially if he's going to be on Diggs' side. They also have the rookie Elijah Moore, he's kind of a slot guy primarily, so I'm not really concerned about Elijah, but he can make plays. And then they also have Wesley, who is the replacement from DeAndre Hopkins, and he's not any D-Hop by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm not really worried about their wide receivers. We do have to limit the big explosive plays because we know they like to go downfield. But the way that our secondary's been playing, y'all, I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities for turnovers. Now, the run game is a little different. They got Edmonds and they got James Conner from Pittsburgh. And, Evans has been adding 5 yards per carry. And then you also have James Conner. He's like second in rushing touchdowns for all my fantasy players out there. So, as far as their running game is concerned, they really don't commit to it a lot, but they do have a dual running back threat back there that can actually disrupt a few things. So we definitely got to be aware of that and making sure that they're not able to just run the ball, because that's going to allow them to use the play action, get Kyler Murray moving, and it's going to open up a wide variety of things. But I feel like with the way that our defense has been playing, Cowboys Nation, we should be perfectly fine. Now, offensively, we can really go back to the good old days. And when I said the good old days, just a few weeks ago, right? Where you can have it your way. I'm not saying 40 burgers. I don't think this is going to be a 40 burger, but I feel like our offensive line versus their defensive front should have a field day. And I know they have that sack daddy in Chandler Jones, but listen to me, Cowboys Nation. Run the ball at Chandler Jones. My guy, West Coast, if you're watching my show, bro, this should be a run the damn ball game. This should be a lot of smash and dash. And if you run the ball at Chandler Jones, if you watch him on film, he is not the best versus the run. Pass game, great. Run game, not at all. So we can take advantage up front. I feel like we can definitely win this game in the trenches, which I'm excited about because we're going to have our starting offensive line, knock on wood, back. Let's drop a bomb for Tyron for this returning back in our starting offensive line. Let's go, Lyle Collins. Let's go. So I'm excited about that, to be able to see our offensive line back, right? And see the continuity of our starters. So I feel like they should win this game in the trenches. And seeing how Zeke played on Sunday and also Tony Pollard played, I feel like we can get the run game as well. But also our wide receivers have an advantage versus their corners and their secondary. We can really take those favorable matchups as well. Now, Zavin Collins, who's my guy Spoonie's favorite draft pick, that he was high on this year, hasn't played much this past few games. And so I'm not really concerned. I feel like their linebacker play is very limited. They do have Isaiah Simmons, who was kind of the darling of the draft last year, right? Coming out of Clemson. He's also from, Kansas City here in Olathe. But even though he's extremely athletic, I feel like he hasn't really turned that corner to be that guy as of yet, right? So, even though Isaiah Simmons has the height, the speed, the athleticism, he should be what Jaron Kearse is for us. But I feel like I like the matchups versus their secondary and also the linebacker core. Now, when it does come to their secondary, we have to be aware of that X factor that we all know, and Mike McCarthy mentioned that today in his interview, Budda Baker. Now, Budda Baker isn't necessarily a ball hawk per se, but he's just a football player. And if you make critical mistakes, Budda Baker will make you pay for it. So, we definitely got to be aware of that. But I feel like our offense can have another big day. It may not be as sexy as it was this past Sunday versus Washington, but I expect to see the play action still there. I expect to see the run game still there and us evolve offensively. So I know the conversation has been surrounding Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, you called a great game last week. Keep it up, Kellen Moore. And let's see if you can call another great game versus defensive matchup and what they give you. But I feel like the Dallas Cowboys should fare well. So I wanted to chime in real quick with y'all tonight to kind of go over this matchup. Me and my guy, Big Game James, are going to dive in tomorrow night, live show, and go even more in depth. So definitely stay tuned to that. So turn on that notification bell, hit the subscribe, Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at jtuck151. And of course, CowboysFansOnly.com. Use the code CFOGang to get your 10% off. Man, I appreciate all the support, Cowboys Nation. I cannot say that enough. It's been a great year. We had a great December, but it's time to take over 2022, man. It's your boy, J Tuck. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Because Cardinals fans, we have not forgot. The big payback will be Sunday. Peace.